Alright. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking. This is your weekly Boku no Hero Academia manga review. This is for chapter 149. And boy, oh boy, shit is about to go down. It has been a while. I've missed this series. I can't believe it's been like 2 weeks, man. It's been 2 weeks. But yeah, so if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe as I make regular Boku no Hero Academia manga and anime reviews. So on Saturday, definitely expect a review for that. So Saturday night, I don't know where you guys are watching it from. So if you do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. That will be noticed exactly when my video is uploaded. So hopefully y'all get to see that, as well as my other things like Rick and Morty and a few other things here and there. So it's really up to you. So just check out the playlist. So this chapter, alright, was fair. It was interesting. It was interesting because it's cool to see what's going on with the League of Villains and what's going on with the Yakuza as well, and how they see themselves and if they really do respect themselves and stuff like that. So I didn't do a review for 148 because I was actually sick. So in that week when that was happening, in 148, basically kind of took a couple notes right here. It was the return of Toga and Twice, which I thought was super cool, and we actually got to see them like join the Yakuza, and we actually saw a flashback of Shigaraki actually explaining to them why he wants them to join the Yakuza, what he thinks that the Yakuza can do for them, and he even revealed his own face. And it just, I feel like once he revealed his face, it showed that level of connection, and from there on, Toga and Twice went on a fucking crazy one, because at first they were very against it. They're like, why do we have to join them? Don't you remember that he killed one of our people, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, that is very true, why would you do that? But then some reason, I think once they showed the face, the way Shigaraki showed his face, it really felt like, god damn, this is the first time we've seen your face. I didn't realize you looked that kind of crazy. But so yes, and then that was that. So we've got Shigaraki revealing his face. We've got Night Eye versus Rapper's brother, well, what we thought was Rapper's brother, and that was a super awesome fight because we actually got to see how Night Eye is in a hand-to-hand combat, and turns out that he can use his quirk to enhance his close hand-to-hand combat ability. Oh, I can't fucking speak today, brain fart. Sorry, I just woke up. That's also why I'm wearing my hood, because my hair is a super mess. So I'm just gonna might do my whole review like this, like fucking Kenny or something. no, I'm stop that. But yeah, so yeah, so that fight was actually pretty fucking epic, because we've seen him do a little kind of closeness when it was him versus Izuku, and Izuku had to try and kind of grab him, try and take one of the tokens from him, which kind of showed a bit of his fighting ability, but to actually see how he'd fight against a really strong opponent. And he even says that his ability basically makes him kind of unfair when it comes to that, because his speed is off the charts. So that was pretty cool. So then that was like the premise pretty much of the last week's chapter. This week's chapter, it opens up immediately. It opens up immediately with a flashback of Toga and Twice, and with them speaking to Overhaul and what Overhaul actually wants from them. So it was kind of like, it was kind of weird because you can see there was tension there. You can see that they both hated each other, and Overhaul was very calm and relaxed, but he had this one fucking side man who was so yappy. It's like, come on, man, like there's a fucking negotiation going on. Why'd you have to kind of hype up the situation? It's like, do you know who the Yakuza are? Do you know who the Yakuza are? Who we are? Do you know? Don't underestimate us. Blah 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 blah. And I was thinking, fuck, man, you need to calm down, because I feel like you're gonna die real soon. The way that you're showing and your mouth is yapping off, Toga and Twice are gonna do something to make sure that you fucking die. But anyway, so talking about that, Overhaul says to them, look, before I can actually take you guys on, I want to just apologize for killing Magnane. He was for killing one of your guys, and then Twice is like, it's a her, it's not a him, it's a her. Don't take the piss, it's a her. And I was like, oh shit. So that was something that we didn't know. But so I do apologize. God, well, I'm always sick. In London, yeah, the weather's changing around so fucking much. It's just starting to bother my immune system. Yeah, so that was pretty cool that we got to have that apology and that interaction. But then Overhaul says, before I can actually accept you guys, what I want you to do first to show your kind of, I know that we're going to be fine together, is for you to explain your quirks to us. And I was like, oh shit, son, that's kind of crazy, because once you explain your quirks, there's nothing that you can kind of do. Well, you don't have to say the whole quirk, but the thing is, when you're amongst people who have a whole bunch of quirks, you never know what their quirks are. So if you lie and somebody detects a lie, and then they end up saying, oh no, he's lying, blah blah, it's kind of like, shit, I guess you do have to tell the truth. So Twice explains about his quirk and about how his quirk allows him to make a double of anything, but he does need to have a clear image in his head. And that clear image can come from something like him going around measuring someone's height, shoe size, breast size, all that kind of shit, and that will allow him to make copies of it. If he makes 2 copies, then the second copy is going to won't be anywhere near as like fucking functional as the first copy. But if he just makes 1 copy, so like just only one, that one will literally be borderline perfect. The only thing that'll be different will be the stamina. So obviously it won't be able to last forever, but you won't be able to tell the difference. And I find that very intriguing, especially as Toga explains to Overhaul what her ability is, and her ability is, obviously we kind of knew this before, or that she had some ability to do with blood, because we saw her a while ago take some of Izuku's blood, but now we actually know what she is capable of doing with the blood. With the blood ability that she has, it's kind of like all needs to do is digest the blood, and then she's able to transform into anybody that she took from the DNA. But now here's the thing, the more blood she takes, the longer she can stay in the transformation for. So she stated that if she has like a cup full of blood, she's able to stay as that person for the whole day. And not only can she stay as that person, but she can literally transform you into their clothes, like their clothes be transformed as well. So it's not even just like, oh, I look just like them, because obviously you can look just like me, but if you don't have my clothing, or you don't have like an item of jewelry or something, then someone will be able to know, especially if you have like a memorabilia that you normally always have on you. So she states that I can also have the clothes transform, but I do have to be totally naked. And I was like, god damn, this is kind of crazy. So now we can kind of see why Toga and Twice are a great duo, because their abilities are pretty much kind of the same. So it's kind of like Toga can become anybody, Twice can make a copy of anybody, so we can literally end up having Izuku versus Izuku versus Izuku. So it's like 3 Izukus, or like there's no way that she'd be able to get an All Might's one. But now that she has Deku's power and ability, it's like, what will she do when she realizes, oh shit, this guy's got the ability of kind of like All Might. So I feel like that's where that storyline's kind of going. But anyway, so moving on into the review, we also kind of basically see that, like, as I mentioned earlier, the League of Villains and the Yakuza really, or the 8 presets of death, they really don't like each other. And in the last bit of the flashback, we get to see, as I mentioned earlier, that there's that one fucking Yakuza guy just yapping his mouth. So Toga decides, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking bother them. As the heroes are here, we'll use the heroes to use their strength against the 8 presets of death, because our abilities aren't really strength based, but they are very useful. So she ends up yapping her mouth off to one of the Yakuza guys, the guy who actually makes the whole tunnel shapeshifting and whatnot. It's been making it really hard for everyone, just making this whole one straight route a lot more complicated than needed be. She basically ends up fucking yapping her mouth off to him, saying to him, look, I see why you're up there. You're only looking from up there because you want to look down on us because you're weak. And then this commotion basically ends up getting this guy fired up. And because he's fired up, he ends up making a lot of noise. And that lot of noise, Izuku's able to hear that. Almost to a point where Izuku, I think he kind of uses his like super, but he probably enhances his hearing as well. But he ends up hearing that from far off, uses his ability to kind of bounce about, uses full cow to smash down where he is. Once he's fucking visible, Eraserhead comes out of nowhere, uses his ability, erases his quirk, boom, everything's back to normal again. I thought that was fucking super cool, because it's a great teamwork. But at the same time, what we don't realize is that the League of Villains are literally kind of using the heroes to take out the 8 presets of death, which is kind of like, was that the original plan? I'm very intrigued, because Shigaraki didn't actually fully explain what the plan was, but Shigaraki did explain that he's very interested in Overhaul's plan, and he wants to see what's going on there. So maybe he's kind of like sending it inside people. But yeah, so that was pretty much that. At the very end of that chapter, we then have a flashback with Mirio and what happened to him 2 minutes after he entered. 2 minutes after he had entered the whole place, he'd actually managed to catch up with Overhaul, which is nuts, because everyone's all fucking running around, and Mirio's ability is to be able to fucking phase through shit. So you got there quick. But it ends with him saying to Overhaul, we need to talk, but not in like a we need to talk like we're buddies, but in the we need to talk like I'm gonna fuck your shit up. So I'm very intrigued to see where that's gonna go. That was a flashback, so hopefully Mirio hasn't been taken out, because I feel like sometimes some mangakas show these kind of things, and then in the next chapter it'll either A, start off with like we'll continue off with Overhaul and Toga to Mirio, or B, it will just cutscene back to the present time again, and then you'll just see Overhaul holding Miro's head or some bullshit. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your theories? Let me know all down below. Anyway, so do you think there's going to be a death flag with Miro? Do you think there's a death flag with anybody else? Do you think, how many more of the 8 precepts of death do you think that Toga and Twice are going to fucking pretty much manipulate to get taken down? I really like this chapter. We had a nice little bit of action with we have action, suspense. The art style is really cool. I'm really liking Toga and Twice. I like their personality, especially Twice. He's kind of like reminds me of Deadpool a little bit, apart from the rehealing factor. It's pretty fucked up. Anyways, hope you guys had a great day. I will see you guys soon. Stick around for Saturday for my Boku no Hero Academia anime review and a few other things, and maybe my Rick and Morty gameplay, which should be up very soon. Have a great day, guys. Peace.